massage.
Yeah, oh, you didn't see that yet. What happened was 2007. Pretty sure.
2005.
No, 2000. Wow, that's gotta be wrong. That's wrong. No, that's right. That's right, because you're in the Express. Okay, yeah.
And also, I remember the hurricane season.
Yes. We're getting old then. All right. What happened was originally we were in the room where I thought somebody said was making a joke, and then it started showing up. They did do a full run of live action Sailor Moon called Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. The reason in the beginning, if you notice what I said, the mangas were divvied up into acts. If you watch the live action, at the beginning, it says episode 1 is called Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, so they're trying to follow the format. It follows some of the format and then goes into a crazy, nothing like the anime, nothing like anything else, and creates a whole interesting separate universe for how they do Sailor Moon. If I had to pick the storylines out of all of them that I like the best, it is this one. Take the time to watch it if you haven't. Strangely enough, again, when you're used to seeing stuff like that, you're used to Power Rangers turned into American stuff, which is, oh, it's so zany, here's the monster coming to kill me. There is a deathly serious storyline behind Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. All the way up to the point where the girl, in figuring out her alter identity, has to have the realization that she destroyed the Moon Kingdom. You have 5 girls. You saw all of them. Did any of them look familiar to anybody? I was reading stuff.
He looks familiar to me.
Which is one of those scouts? No. And I'm talking about America. Something in America that one of the girls popped up.
Oh, Mars.
Yes. Sailor Mars is in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. My wife and I love those movies. It's my guilty pleasure. We saw opening weekend, and we were in the movie theater, and they're going through, and who's seen Tokyo Drift? When they're in the garage, and there's the hot girl that he meets from Australia that's in Japan. Makes no sense. And she's popping up the hood, and she has the Asian girl that's her mechanic that doesn't speak English, and was working on her engine. That's Sailor Mars. And we're sitting in the audience real quick on my phone. Holy crap, that's her. And we're like the loud people in the front here. That's so cool. And I'm like, shut up, Sailor Moon crap. But yeah, Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon is a very serious storyline. It ran through all the episodes. If you go through it, take time. We were so into it was airing that it would, I mean, the fandom got so big for it. Before you had BitTorrent and everything else going crazy everywhere, it would be literally, it would air in Japan. The second it was done airing in Japan, somebody was sitting there watching it over and over again, translating it. Then they would fan sub it, and it was literally turnaround time within 48 to 72 hours. You would have a fan sub of it on the internet because everyone in the States watching wants to keep up because they knew there was no way in hell this was ever coming to America. There's no way they could dub it, change it, anything. Because the Power Rangers, when they're not the Power Rangers, they're just humans, and they transform into masked people. As a Sentai show, there's no way you could do that with this. What? Suddenly our 5 American girls will turn into the Asian ones. Wasn't going to happen. Big storyline character that they added. We did not get the Outer Scouts. We did not get Chibi Moon. Who did we get instead?
Sailor Luna.
Sailor Luna. At one point, the cat turns into the annoying little girl Sailor Scouts.
Because the cat has.
Because we didn't have Chibi, so we got her as the annoying little girl instead. And she carries the series. The Queen Beryl is a very buxom Asian woman who allegedly formerly worked in the adult industry for Sailor Moon. I'm not making that up.
You have Beryl in the other way.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think that's a prerequisite.
Yes. And then the generals, it was funny, I was on vacation at the Washington, D.C., and I'm walking through the Museum of Natural History, my wife, and they're naming they have all these elements of rocks, which if you know anything about Sailor Moon, that's the name after, so it's like, and so I'm trying to find them on display, and Lynn's at home sick. I think you're home sick, that's why I started doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I think,
Malachite count,
like, look, I found this one, and I was like sending her messages all the time because it became a quest through the entire
especially all
Smithsonian.
the time. Every time I went to the museum, I'd be like, okay, there's Jedi, there's Beryl.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Now,
Right.
now, if anybody saw my anime retro panel yesterday, I have certain prerequisites to what I think makes a good anime. One of the key ones, which is the reason I love this storyline, is good anime is finite. And what I mean by that is there's a beginning and an end, and you're seeing a story unfold. Those to me are the best titles. Example, they go in the opposite direction, so you know it is good. I love the first story arc of Bleach. I thought the second one was kind of cool. The third one, I thought they were kind of milking the cow. And then after episode 100, I was wondering what the hell I was doing with my life. Sailor Moon has 200 episodes. It is finite as being the end. This is extremely finite. There's a beginning, there's an end. And the best thing they did is when the series finished running its course, they did two specials. They did episode 0 as an homage, just like Lynn said, before Sailor Moon started, there was Sailor V. So episode 0 is Tuxedo Mask chasing Sailor V. It's just a little add-on they did to flesh out what was a 2-minute part of the first episode. The other one, they completely wrapped up the entire series in a way that I think was really well done, and I wish they would, they could have even done it in the other Sailor Moon, it would have been fine. Which is, they are presented with one last situation to save the world. It's obviously very bad. So bad, in fact, that the girl who plays Sailor Mars thinks she's an American movie star now and can't be bothered to show up, so she winds up getting knocked out in a hospital bed the whole episode. She showed up for a cameo at the beginning and the end. That's it. But the rest of the scouts go through and they have their battle. In order to defeat this ultimate evil that is presented to them, they have to channel all of their sailor magical ability and use it all up. So that when it is done, all of the girls have now reverted back to completely normal teenage girls dealing with daily life. So they have gone through this entire life-changing element, and it ends with Sailor Moon getting married, Tuxedo Mask, who's no longer Tuxedo Masters, all of their abilities from the Moon Kingdom are gone, they're normal again, and presented with, now we're moving on with our lives as normal people, what do we do? And just the thought process of you brought this challenging role to female characters. And these are female hero characters, which is an archetype you didn't get to really see until, in my opinion, if I could pick the changing point in America, it's aliens. And then in the 90s it became more and more prevalent. In the 2000s, now it's common. You can think of, oh, there's the strong female superhero type. But, in mainstream media. But this was the last one I saw that, well, good story, wrapped it up, you feel sorry for people, you feel bad. There's a couple of really emotional people who die things, and then there's the really awesome Sailor Mercury being evil story arc that happened.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah. Some of the coolest costumes ever. So, after we get into the how serious can we be about Sailor Moon?
Oh, Lord.
Let's go in the exact opposite direction.